Hey everyone, welcome to part one of our brand new 20-part explainer series. We're diving deep into the guide to modern network routing protocols. Now, this guide comes straight from Virtualization Options LLC. They're an incredible Colorado-based technology research, education, and advisory organization. Today, we're zooming in strictly on Chapter 1. We're talking about why routing protocols actually matter. I mean, without these protocols, the internet, and honestly, your entire company network, it just wouldn't function, period. Okay. Picture this. You know the feeling. You're at your desk, you've got a fresh cup of coffee, and out of nowhere, the alerts just start screaming. A core router link just dropped. Instantly, it's total panic mode, right? Phones are ringing off the hook, users are getting disconnected, and business operations literally grind to a halt. But what's actually happening under the hood in those critical seconds? How does the network figure out how to heal itself and get that traffic flowing again? Well, to really grasp the solution, we first have to understand the core problem. When a data packet hits a router, that router basically has one job. It has to decide which interface to shove that packet out of so it reaches its final destination. Now, just imagine doing this without a routing protocol. In that world, an IT admin literally has to go in and manually enter every single destination network into every single router's routing table. The crazy part about this manual process is just how incredibly fragile it is. The absolute second a link drops, or the moment someone spins up a new subnet on the network, that manual configuration, it just shatters. Instantly. Suddenly, your router is clinging to this totally outdated map, just firing data into a black hole. And then, an admin has to scramble to manually rewrite the directions. It's a completely unsustainable way to run any kind of modern growing network. Now, having said all that, manual or static routing isn't entirely useless. It actually has a perfectly valid use case. Static routes are fantastic for what we call a stub network. That's basically just a single router with one upstream connection, or maybe a tiny branch office with just 2 or 3 routers tops. When your environment is that incredibly simple and pretty much never changes, static routing works fine. You really don't need some massive, complex system when there's literally only one door out of the building. But let's be real, most of us aren't just managing a single door. We're dealing with massive, sprawling mazes of connections, and this is where the contrast really hits you. On one side, you've got static routing, manual, super rigid, and it completely falls apart during a sudden failure. But on the other side, we have the absolute hero of this story, dynamic routing. Honestly, dynamic routing is the reason the modern internet can even exist. So why exactly does dynamic routing win out in almost every enterprise scenario? Well, Chapter 1 of the Virtualization Options Guide breaks it down into 3 massive benefits. First off, it totally automates the exchange of reachability information. The routers literally talk to each other to share their network maps. Second, it recalculates paths automatically the exact second a link fails, which saves you from that morning coffee IT nightmare we just talked about. And third, it scales. It can handle a dozen routers, or it can seamlessly scale to thousands of them, all without needing a human to manually handhold every new connection. You might be thinking, awesome. Dynamic routing is basically a superpower. I'm just going to flip it on everywhere. But hold on, here's the catch. Just because dynamic routing is incredibly powerful, it absolutely does not mean you can just blindly toss any protocol into any environment. There are several different routing protocols out there, and let me tell you, there is a very real, very painful cost if you make the wrong choice for your specific network. I really want this number to sink in for a second. 3. Just imagine you're running a 50-router enterprise network, and you decide, for whatever reason, to deploy an older protocol called RIP. If a single link fails on that network, running RIP means you could be sitting there waiting for up to 3 agonizing minutes of total downtime while the network tries to reconverge and find a new path. Think about that. 3 minutes of a factory floor being completely dead, or a hospital network offline, or a trading floor losing connectivity. In the IT world, 3 minutes is an absolute eternity. Now, let's flip that and look at another painful misdeployment on the total opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say you're terrified of that downtime, so you decide to go all in and use BGP, the protocol that runs the global internet, and you drop it straight into a small office network. Well, you definitely won't have 3 minutes of downtime, but you've just injected an unbearable level of complexity. Most standard IT teams simply cannot support BGP internally. It requires highly specialized knowledge. You've essentially just strapped a commercial jet engine onto a golf cart. And that brings us right to the golden rule of Chapter 1. The right protocol absolutely must match the right environment. There's no magic bullet here. There is no one-size-fits-all solution in network engineering. The technology you pick has to perfectly align with the specific landscape, the scale, and the administrative capabilities of your network. Which leaves us with the ultimate question.
If the protocol has to match the environment perfectly, how on earth do we actually know which one is the right fit? Like, how do we measure them against each other? Well, answering that requires a serious deep dive into the absolute foundational concepts of routing. Things like autonomous systems, convergence, and metrics. So what exactly do those mean for your network's survival? That's exactly what we're going to unpack in part 2 of this explainer series as we dive into chapter 2 of the guide. You definitely won't want to miss it.